For weeks, this region had suffered under intense drought. It killed crops and caused bushfires. It also drastically lowered water levels along the Yangtze.
It's been a long time since it rained, more than 40 days.
The Yangtze is the world's third largest river and a water source for about 600 million people. Its currents also fuel much of China's extensive hydropower infrastructure. Parts of the river dried up during the drought, sparking severe energy shortages in Chongqing and other places. Restaurant owner Yang, who operates inside a downtown mall in Chongqing, is just one of the many local business owners affected.
Normally, we'd have everything on. These days, the government is promoting energy-saving measures like using the fan instead of air conditioners. There isn't enough electricity.
Authorities had ordered malls to only stay open for 5 hours a day at the height of the heat wave. Yang says operating hours are still restricted and that many businesses are also making their own contributions, like keeping lights switched off to cut energy consumption. Well, you can see there are lots of efforts going into trying to save energy and to...
With that, I want to say shalom. I want to be giving all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. This is another video. It goes to show you in this video the judgment of the Lord. You know, I have a quick scripture for you. Psalms 107, verse 33. It says, "He turneth rivers into wildernesses, and the water springs into dry ground." All right, and that's what you're seeing. The Lord is doing this, and He's showing his signs and wonders of how He lays His fingerprints of His works. All right, so to speak. It says, "A fruitful land into a barrenness, for the wickedness of them that dwell therein." All right, so China has been very wicked. So the Lord is taking away that land fruitfulness. All right. It says, "He turneth the wilderness into a spring water, and dry ground into the water springs." All right. So the Lord has the power to bring fruitfulness upon your land, and also drought and famine upon your land, according to your deeds. And we know China has been is a very wicked place. That's where the pestilence and stuff been happening. You know, they kidnapping kids and all this other stuff. Uyghurs in the country, they're not allowing them to worship Yahweh, Jesus, who the world even calls Jesus, but Yahweh Shai. You know, the Muslims are getting persecuted. You know, just having any religion in China or any faith or in something else besides the president is, you know, they get persecuted for that and thrown in jail and persecuted. All right, as it says in Revelation. Matthew 24 talks about the persecution, but the Lord will bring judgment upon the land to show Himself and show it, you know, His works, all right, and the signs and wonders, all right. You know, we see that you know, food shortages are happening in the grocery stores, with going back to these lakes and rivers being dried up. This is where the guy said almost 600 million people. They say million, thousands. Let me go back.
Parts of the river dried up during the drought, sparking severe energy shortages in Chongqing and other places. Restaurant owner Yang, who operates inside a downtown mall in Chongqing, is just wild crops and days. The Yangtze is the world's third largest river and a water source for about 600 million people.
600 million people, all right, water source, all right. And, you know, when that dries up, you know, it's going to lead, you know, people's relying on that water source, all right. So, you know, just that being taken away causes, you know, society to, you know, to go out and panic. And that's going to lead to shortages and chaos and other things when they can't find any food or water, right? So that's the way the Lord keeps His power by, you know, He controls the sea, He controls the weather, you know, the heat, the sun, He controls all that. So these people have to surrender and bow down. The scripture goes, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess He is Lord, all right? You know, when Lord Yahweh shall return, He's going to be coming in that cloud, and he will have these people bound down to Him, whether you want to or not. You know, when he will get his glory, all right? Because judgment's coming, and so is the day of the Lord, all right? Let me get that one scripture for you. I'll get out of here. So I didn't want to make this video too long, but this is just a sign of wonder, a warning of what's to come. Salaki, bear with me. Just trying to get to the scripture. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. It's not Deuteronomy. It's not in Joshua. It's not in Joshua. It's not Samuel. I just searched on the internet. Salakia, I just want to day of the Lord, day of the Lord, day of the Lord. King James. Yeah, there it is. Great and terrible day. Zephaniah 1:14 says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hastening greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. All right. So yeah, we know the Lord is warning us that these signs and wonders is to show us that the great and terrible day is coming. It's coming quickly. All right. And these signs and wonders are just, the voice of the day. How it's gonna be. It's like a flash, a highlight. It's like a quick preview of what's to come. All right, no food, no water. It's gonna be a terrible day. It says that day is a day of wrath, of anger, a day of trouble and distress, because you're not gonna find food and water, and it's gonna be the Lord's anger is gonna be poured out upon multiple of countries and nations, all right, including our nation, the Latinos, Native Americans, and Negroes. A day of wasteness and desolation, with these nuclear missiles, the ICBMs, being shot off into the ends of the world, that will cause destruction, that leading to World War III, all right? And it's gonna be all-out war with these missiles. And it says a day of darkness and gloominess, in a day of clouds and thick darkness. And if you search up ICBM missile on YouTube, and it shows how it can reach United States, and the explosion of just one of these nuclear missiles, it talks about the radiation and effect afterwards. It's gonna be dark, so much clouds that it's gonna cover the sky, and the moon or the sun won't shine. All right, that's why it says a day of darkness and gloominess, and a day of clouds and thick darkness, because it's talking about those nuclear missiles. When it's finished, it's going to be dark. All right, when destruction hits, it's going to be complete darkness. All right, because the radiation in the atmosphere changes because of the destruction and radiation. So it won't be no rain, it won't be no sun, it won't be no moon. All right. It says a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. All right. So yeah, so we're blowing the trumpet, sound an alarm, but it's up to you whether you take heed or not, because these missiles are going to be against these cities that you so-called live in. New York, Washington D.C., the Pentagon, Texas, California. It's gonna be against those cities. All right, because a lot of nations will already want to take us out. Including Iran, North Korea, China, all right? And this is the day of the Lord that the Lord is warning us about, all right? But that being said, I want to say shalom. I'm going to catch you on the next one.